The holidays are here, and for many of us, this is a cheerful time, but it can also bring stress, and in times of stress, we can turn to music to feel calmer and more connected to the positive side of the holiday season. That is why for the rest of December, I will be posting holiday music tutorials every week until the end of the year, so please leave any suggestions for songs you might like covered in the comment section down below. Today we're going to learn Silent Night. The link for that can be found in the description of this video. So if you're tuned up and ready to go, let's get started. I want to introduce you to a term that you may or may not already know. We're going to be playing a chord melody arrangement of Silent Night. That means that we're going to be playing the chords and the melody at the same time. This makes the song sound a bit fuller and more interesting because with just the melody, it might sound a little bit empty or spare. Here's a quick pointer. You want to let every note ring out as much as you can. So try not to mute or muffle the chords while you're playing the melody. I'm going to give an example of that in just a second. So to start, we're going to use kind of a modified C chord. So instead of having our middle finger on the third fret of the first string, we're going to move that to the third finger of the second string. So instead of here, we're going to put it right here. I'm going to put the tab at the bottom of the screen so you guys can follow along. So we're going to strum up to that note. This might be new for some of you. You don't have to strum every string. You can choose to strum just a couple notes. So we're going to strum just to that third string note right there. I'm sorry, just to that third fret note right there. Okay. And that's our first syllable of Silent Night, right? Sa. And then we're going to go to the open first string back to that third fret. I want you to notice something. What I said before about letting the chords ring out, that is what is happening here. I'm just leaving everything where it is. I'm trying to let everything ring out as much as possible. Okay, so that's our first measure. After that, we're going to strum from the fourth string to the second string all open, like this. All we have to do, take out the middle finger. So we put our middle finger right here on the third fret, strum to that middle finger note, play the open first string, play that third fret again, and then strum to open. That's your Silent Night. We're going to do that 2 times, like this. Middle finger goes back down. Alright. So we put our middle finger on the third fret. Take it off. Now the middle finger goes back on. Open first string, third fret, open. The second system or line of music is going to be a very, very similar idea. The second system is going to be based around a modified G shape. So instead of playing our G like this, like a normal G, we're going to refigure things a little bit. We're going to put our middle finger on this third fret and put our pinky finger on this fifth fret. Okay, it's going to say this in the tab. Alright, so we'll play that chord, repeat the fifth fret again, and then go to our middle finger note right there. Now, if you want, I didn't put this in the tab because I thought it would make things complicated, but we could also go to our regular G chord right there. I'm going to leave that in there for you in case you feel like this is too easy, like this. After we do that modified G chord to that second fret note, then we have normal plain Jane C chord. You can see in the tab, we play that note 2 times. That's your all is. Then we have the third fret note, kind of back to that modified C chord from the very beginning of the song. And the whole time I'm doing this, I'm trying to let all those nice sounding open strings ring out with each fretted note. So here's that section. So we have that modified G chord. Take this and make it into this. C chord. Modified C chord, sort of like a C5, maybe we could call it. The next section is based around a normal F chord. And it's 4 measures that we're going to repeat 2 times. So that should make it super easy to learn. We'll play that normal F chord, and then repeat the first string note, and then Little scale walk down, starting on this 3rd fret C right here. C, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, open. One more time. Then we have that modified C chord again. And we'll do that whole section twice like this. Here is a spot in the arrangement where I had a little bit of fun. I really wanted to get us out of this lower neck part of the range. I wanted to move us up to like a higher part, maybe that we're not as used to playing in. So that's what we're going to go to next. We have that modified G chord again. Okay. We're going to play that once and then pluck that higher string note. Now, we need to leap up to the 8th fret. So you're on the 5th fret here. Count up really careful. 5, 6, 7, 8. And really try to lock that in. Right? You don't want to overshoot it. Right? You want to be right on that note. Right? We leap up to that 8th fret. And we're going to do a little walk down. We're going to go from the 7th fret to the 5th fret and then switch strings and play the 7th fret on the 2nd string. Maybe just take a second, isolate that from the song, just that shape. Sounds kind of spooky when you take it out of context. We're going from the 8th fret 1st string to the 5th fret 1st string to the 7th fret 2nd string. Let's try that a little bit more in context. So we start on the modified G chord. We play our pinky finger note. Jump up to that 8 and play that little shape we just learned. 8, 5, 7. And we land on this, again, kind of a modified C chord on the 8th fret. This is the part that I think might take the most work. So let's break that down one more time. Modified G chord, pinky finger 5th fret, 8th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret. And then we're on the 8th fret for like another modified C chord. And then we play the 7th fret of the 1st string. And now this brings us to the last system of the song. So we have a straight up and down C chord. Each of these systems is based on a chord you already know. So keep that in mind as you're practicing. So we play that 3rd fret. Then we go to the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. Sort of a little arpeggio. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that term. An arpeggio is when we play the notes of a chord one at a time. So in this case, we're kind of going down the notes of a C chord one at a time. So we have a C and the 3rd fret on the 2nd string to the open 2nd string. And here we go. Right, 3rd fret, 2nd string. 1st fret, 2nd string, 2nd fret, 3rd string. And then we end the song kind of walking up an arpeggio. So we go, let me explain that, sorry. So we go open, open, 3rd fret, and then here we have that little C shape from the last section. Now this is optional. Obviously this isn't really part of the song. It's just something I put in the arrangement that I thought was pretty. Another thing I put in the arrangement, and you'll see this when you download the PDF, is that it says slow down gradually to end. So this is one of the ways that we can end a song. If we slow down gradually, it's sort of a signal to the listener that the song is coming to an end. So we have the second to last line that goes like this. Last line, slowing down. I'm going to play through it just to give you guys an idea of how it will sound all together. 1, 2, 3. Here's what I would say. Start learning this song at the second to last section. You'll see this a little more clearly once you get the PDF. Once you can play that second to last section, which is the hardest, you're going to find that every other section of the song is going to feel very, very simple. Because this song is made up mostly of small repeating sections, which makes it very easy to learn. The big exception to that are the last two lines where we don't really repeat anything that we've done before. That would be my advice to get this song mastered and under your belt before next video comes around. If you liked today's video, please like and subscribe. I'm always accepting requests for songs to cover, so if you have any ideas, feel free to let me know down in the comments. So until next time, happy practicing.